a crappy fight that is on the main card, but it is one that I also have action on. So I could share that my first piece of action on the card, I've got 1.85 units on Marcos Rogerio De Lima. This is a heavyweight fight, heavyweight slop, as I like to call it. He's fighting Maurice Greene. 9-5 is Maurice Greene on the other side. And I'm just not impressed by Maurice Greene, guys. I think that it's remarkable that he's had the success he's had in the UFC. He had a win over John Vellante where he looked very, very bad against John Vellante, who looked very pregnant. And it was a concerning fight on a number of levels. I think that Maurice Greene was able to win that fight because John Vellante was purely exhausted. I actually don't think that that was a real submission attempt. You know, I trained jiu-jitsu myself. I'm not sure what all he had locked up there. It was a very strange position, and it seemed like Vellante was panicking and just running out of steam, and he gave up. That's the kind of win that Maurice Greene is capable of getting, you know, and I do think that that's not outside of the realm of possibility here. Rogerio De Lima, I think he's the much more talented fighter. I think he's much more skilled, but I do think that his cardio leaves something to be desired. He's up at heavyweight. He used to fight at 205 pounds. Now he's showing up at 264.5 pounds. One of the things that I think is interesting about this fight and made me a little bit more concerned with my bet come fight time was that Maurice Greene showed up lighter for this fight than he ever has in the UFC. Showed up at 237 pounds. He's typically showing up somewhere between 243 and 255. And so I do think Maurice Greene is more in shape. He's taking this fight more seriously. But I do think on the other side, Marcos Rogerio De Lima, I just think he has him covered in a lot of areas. I think that he should be able to prevent wrestling entries from Maurice Greene, who's not a very good wrestler, who considers himself more of a striker. I think that on the feet, Rogerio is probably going to be, if not as technical, he's going to be very powerful. He's going to be doing more damage. I think that he's the more live knockout threat, especially early. I do think that he's also capable of getting a submission on Maurice Greene, who I don't rate Maurice Greene very highly on the ground. I'm not saying he's, the worst fighter in the UFC or something, but Maurice Greene, I think he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu blue belt. He's been fighting for a little while. It's not his, it's not his bread and butter. I don't think that Maurice Greene is like a lot of guys in the UFC. I think he's more of like an athlete type of guy. He's more of a fun-loving, jovial. I don't really see him as like a killer, like a lot of these guys in the UFC who are mean, bad guys when it comes to fight night, especially. I'm not talking about, in their personal lives, these guys aren't nice, but I'm saying when it comes down to fighting, I think that Marcos Rogerio De Lima is a mean guy. I think that he's going to do vicious, violent things to Maurice Greene early in this fight. And I think that if Maurice Greene's able to survive, he might be able to pick up the scraps, to vulture his way to a victory. But I like Marcos Rogerio De Lima. I think that he's probably going to get this done early. I think he's the much better and much more talented guy in a lot of positions here. And I think that he's going to show it. So I got Marcos Rogerio De Lima. My prediction would be a first-round knockout over Maurice Greene, who I think is a bit in over his head in this spot. But we shall see how it plays out. That is my first bet of the night. Again, 1.85 units at minus 185. I believe that he's moved to around minus 200 market-wide, but I would shop around for the best price that you can if you're interested in playing Rogerio De Lima. But again, guys, I'm letting you know up front, it's dumpster fire heavyweight, so go in at your own risk, all right? But I think on a card with limited opportunities for plays, I do think that the line is not properly reflecting Rogerio's chance of winning this fight. I think that he should be a higher indication. I think minus 250 is fair. I think that minus 275 is fair for Rogerio De Lima in this spot. And so If I can get him at minus 185, almost $1 worth of value there, I'm going to take that.